Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 4 of Between Two Couches even. We've even got cue cards today, so we're stepping it up a notch. And we're going to talk about the Nutrition Challenge. So Nutrition Challenge is kicking off from Monday, April 30th, right through to Sunday, June 10th. 6 weeks, great chance for us to eat real food, not too much, mostly plants, and get 7+ hours of sleep in, or work towards getting those each day. So, Shawnee, over to you. Why we've included sleep in this program?
So sleep is the most anabolic thing that we can do. So when we're sleeping, our body is basically rebuilding, and so all the exercise you're doing, you need to recover and sleep for your body to rebuild, and so you can actually get stronger and fitter. But if you're sleep deprived, you're actually your body, your hormones, and your insulin levels are all over the place. You're going to be pre-diabetic if you're sleep deprived for a long period of time. So less than 6 hours of sleep, 6.5 hours for a prolonged period of time, your body's going to be pre-diabetic, and that's going to affect all sorts of health issues. So sleeping is really important. People think that they just want to train all the time, train. Arnold Schwarzenegger quote, "Sleep less, train more." Doesn't quite work that way. Arnie was on the good stuff back in the day, so the real folks, we can't quite do that.
So he wouldn't have passed the eat real food, not too
Don't
much,
think
and
he'd be
mostly
getting some points for his sleep in this challenge. No.
No. So Sam, we've heard a few people saying like, "I won't win." So what's the point? What's the answer to that?
Yeah, so it's not really a competition for winning. It's not like we're out to win or lose the most weight, or it's not about that at all. It's about building the good habits, understanding what's going into your body, understanding your diet a bit better, and kind of just raising an awareness to yourself that maybe I need to change a few things in my diet. Maybe it's not the great diet I thought it was. So it's a habit builder and an awareness thing over an actual competition for winning.
Yeah. Now we do have some prizes, and those prizes are for those who build up the most habit points through the Wodify Rise app. So we're building the most habit points as well. And if you're constant takeaways and you get one more meal of veg per week, that's a pretty good thing as well, So Sean, you were mentioning that it's nice, it's hard to change your nutrition, the group element can help.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, being in a group and changing and struggling as a group is it's easy for people to kind of come together and support each other. And with the app, because we'll see the leaderboard, and you'll be able to see people totting up their scores and seeing how they're getting on. And we'll have a list of food choices and things that you can give you guidance on our website for the challenge. You can talk among yourselves and say, "Sam, hey, what did you have for lunch, or what do you have for breakfast?" And like that, the group element will help people along, because you can ask for guidance and support. If you're not really sure on, eat real food. Well, what is real food, and how much is too much or too little, and whatnot. So the group kind of aspect will help people with that if they feel like they're overwhelmed and they've maybe tried to do this before on their own, and it's kind of like, "Oh, I can't do that, it's too difficult." When you're in the group, you'll have more help and more support. Absolutely.
Yeah. And we set up the challenge as well. We're not trying to make it too overwhelming or too difficult. That what's real food? Could my granny recognize this? So if it's a beef stew, that's real food. Okay, maybe there's a little bit of processed stuff in that, but that's we'll count that as real food. If it's a Nutri-Grain bar, it's not real food. It's processed. It has a long shelf life. It's not real food. So that's going to really help people as well. And you don't lose any points. You just don't win any points. So if you decide, Saturday night I'm going out for a few beers with the boys and I'm going to have a kebab, okay, you just don't get your dinner points. And we took feedback because we ran the challenge amongst ourselves here, and we selected a few people to test it with us. That we made it breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so you could win points for breakfast. If all you do is in breakfast, I'm going to have eggs instead of Cocoa Pops. So boom, I've got that. Okay, I haven't won my mostly plants, but I had some eggs, so I got 2 points for breakfast. I'm on a roll. I've slept. I'm on a roll. Rather than I had an Easter egg with some coffee, I'm done for the day. I might as well just go to the burrito place, then get a packet of crisps and just ruin the diet as well.
Yeah.
So Sam, the flip side of that, what if my diet is pretty good?
Yeah, well, you might think it's great, but you wouldn't realize until you actually kind of track it or kind of test yourself in the challenge. So you could think, "Oh, I've eaten this, that, and whatever. It's great," but it could, you could put it into the thing and it's not gonna, it doesn't count, or it's not going to be as real food as you think. There could be stuff in it you didn't realize in it, like sauces. You could be using, I don't know, some sort of sauce, and you look at the back and go, oh, geez, I didn't realize it was full of shite. You know, like there could be all sorts of stuff in there. You know,
Yeah.
So this will, again, it's the awareness, I think. So that you realize what you're actually eating, what is actually going in, and what's actually good for you. And like if you kind of, I think, going back to questioning if it's real food or not, like if you kind of have to ask yourself, is that real or is that not real? It's probably not real. It's You should probably not eat that. It probably won't. Or unless again you're taking the low road there that day or whatever. You know, you've said to yourself, it's fine. I'm not gonna. As you were just saying, you know,
forfeit the points for that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah, and when we did the challenge as well, like I'd a few nights there where I didn't hit my 7 hours target, so I just didn't get the points. And you know, Shawnee had a day or two where you know he wasn't food prepped and you know had a few snacks.
Yeah.
Snacks. You know, and that's okay. It's not like we're not expecting people to win perfect points every day. It's really going to build that awareness. And Shawnee, you mentioned something as well about the getting used to tracking in a sort of calmer way rather than.
Yeah, so with the Wodify Rise app and the kind of system we're going to use, you're going to be tracking in a sense, but it's just points, yes or no. Did you eat real food? I did, 1 point. Did it have not too much? 1 portion, one serving, another point. So it's you're going into an app and you're actually doing that. So it's less daunting for people. So instead of MyFitnessPal, for example, we've talked about MyFitnessPal, and you go in and you your calories, your protein, carbs, your fat, your macronutrients, all your grams, weighing, measuring, all that's also tracking your food. But also that's kind of the next level, and it can be overwhelming for people. And so this is like an entry for some of our newer clients or people who are new to just tracking food in general. So it's an easier entry for them. They don't have to weigh in, measure. It's just kind of like yes or no, is it real food? And you go in, you track your day, and then you go on about your business or whatever back onto Instagram or whatever you're doing. And if you can do it for 6 weeks, then there's no reason why after then you could say, okay, well, I'm going to try MyFitnessPal now and try and track my calories or my daily intake and see, weighing and measuring and see actually, okay, let's break down the food I'm actually eating into its macronutrients and see where I'm at then. So it's like a little stepping stone for people if they're overwhelmed by, oh, I don't want to track, I can't do all that weighing and measuring, it's all too mad and I can't do it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, low pressure, nice and easy.
Yeah.
It's all upside,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And special shout out to Emma from Gourmet Fuel. She popped over. She's going to sort us out hopefully she said she'll sort us out with a discount code for lunches. So that's one option people can take. And then also, you know, she's going to come back to us with some prizes we can add to the prize purse on all this. I think we have pretty much everything covered, do we guys?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Cool. Just no pressure on any of this. It's going to be fun. I think the awareness of it will be.
Yeah.
It'll hopefully carry over into the eating after this, and you'll understand it you'll build a habit for life, I guess.
Yeah.
And the prizes aren't necessarily for weight loss, right? They're for just kind of participation points collected over the course of 6 weeks within the app.
Absolutely.
If anyone is interested in doing weight loss with it, we are going to offer them body fat testing and whatnot. We can monitor the weight if they want. They can do a weigh in before and during and after or whatever. We can do that with people if they want to, but again, it's not compulsory, right?
No. We'd encourage it because it would be nice to see, you know, the inches fall off.
Yeah.
And hopefully some kilos on the scales depending on, you know, what your goal is. But yeah, it's definitely to build a habit. You know, 6 weeks is long enough that, you know, okay, it's a little bit of a commitment, but it's not so long as like, oh my God, I have to track absolutely everything I eat perfectly for the rest of my life, which is not what we're about.
No, it doesn't have to be that.
Okay guys, that's it for episode 4 of Between Two Couches.